see right now, without LeBron, Lakers are struggling.
Let me tell you about a team I hate, all right? I know the Dallas Cowboy fan is here, so I had to make sure he knew how much I hate this team.
I'm ready.
I've often said that the people who run baseball, they try very hard to ruin it.
I'm from Brooklyn. I don't have a problem saying it to his face.
Oh, I'm from Brooklyn.
Hey, you guys any...
You're listening to the Captain Jack Sports Show on Northeast Streaming Sports.
All right, everybody, how you doing? Captain Jack here with the one and only lady, Kevlar prom dress, aka Miss Heidi. How you doing there, Miss Heidi? By the way, I didn't say this in pregame, and for those that don't know, pregame is when I get a chance to talk to my co-host before I put on the stuff. That is a wonderful mohawk. I didn't get a chance to say it then, but I've only dealt with, my hair is, and for those that don't know, and most people do, I'm a retired Navy chief, so I had the short hair for quite many years. You know, I had the military haircut. I had no facial hair because it wasn't allowed. But of course, when I've retired, let me get my camera moved over here. There we go. A little bit better. See if I can get. Screw it. Let me figure it out. I'll figure it out. But anyway, so with my hair, people see me with the hair and the beard, and you know they don't realize that you know this is me, but it's not me. So. How long have you had the spiked the mo? Because again, it's sharp. I can't do things like that. I gotta have hair.
Dude, Jack, I have a mohawk and I live in Alaska. Get tough. You live in Florida. You can have a mohawk.
No, I'm not tough. This was my segue. I don't look good.
I bet you'd look great.
No. And I'll tell you why. Excuse me. Is when I went on cruise with the military, a lot of guys in the military, when they go on cruise, they get their buzz cuts like they did at boot camp. And I did after I left the the last time that I did it was I was going through the Philippines, and of course I wanted, I'm not egotistical. What is that? What's the word? I'm vain. I'm so vain. I really thought that song was about
me.
So I was vain, and I didn't get a haircut because I had just left the Philippines for the first time I went through there on a cruise, and I wanted to look good for the gals that I had been stationed there for 3 years, so I wanted to look good for them. So when we left the Philippines and we're on our way to the Middle East, then I got the buzz cut because it's a lot cleaner to take a Navy shower. It's quicker. You're quick in, quick out, and it's less maintenance. I don't look good. I do not look good with the dome because I have like some scars from before that I didn't even realize that I had. And I have an oblong head, and there are people that really look good with the no hair or the flat top or on with yours on the side. It's shaped well, which is why when I say you look good with a mohawk, it's just not fanciful banter. You look good.
I have a well-shaped head.
You do have a well-shaped head, and that's why I have my long hair, so you don't have to see my oblong, weird-looking head, and that you don't have to see my scars or anything underneath. They're deep emotional scars that I have. So there you go. And so what? I'm going to get to the comments here. Yeah, of course. As soon as I say that, my eyes start to water. New York Sports Team is over on Instagram. Remember, if you're on Instagram, thank you for being here. Head on over to YouTube. If you're on Facebook, thank you for being here. Head on over to YouTube. The reason why I say that, it's easier for me to make the comments and to see them all in one place, and it's easier for me to monitor them, and that is on YouTube. In fact, I'm going to update my YouTube while you do that. While I'm schwitzing for time here, Heidi, tell us what you've been doing in the last 2 weeks since I saw you, hon.
Last 2 weeks, I had a couple of weeks off work and been lounging around. We built a pool this past weekend. Yes, they have pools in Alaska.
Yes.
I'm not getting near the water yet. I said it had to be a sunny day at least. Right now it's overcast and it's 65. I'm not getting in the water. But that's just me. Well,
it's cool. You don't have to worry about being really hot.
I don't have to worry about heat stroke, that's for sure.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't think you ever have to worry about heat stroke in Alaska. I mean, far be it. What is the hottest that it's gotten up there since you've been there?
Since I've been here, it's gotten into the higher 70s. I'm in Anchorage, so that's on the ocean. It's on the inlet, but in the interior, it does get hotter. It'll get up into the 90s. I think the highest temperature ever recorded in Alaska was 100 somewhere.
Wow, 100 degrees in Alaska was. Now it's gotten. Actually, I don't even remember. I know that my truck has said it's 100, but that's that temperature that you get when you get into the truck and the Florida sun's been baking on your screen, so it does get the hot metal hot. But I think it's even been 100 since I can. I mean, maybe it has been, but it's 99 and 99. It's like 99 degrees and 99% humidity, and it sucks. So I did that. And by the way, for those that were wondering why am I wearing a red shirt, it's because I got into work late today and I had to make up my hours. So literally just got home to do this. But, I don't look bad in red. I don't think so anyway. Ms. Love joined. Thank you over there on Instagram. So good. Head on over to YouTube because you're watching me. You could be watching Heidi and me, and you could be watching the show. So there we go. but yeah, I wore red, and of course I wanted to have a appropriate hat, so I have my hat turned on backwards. Jason Dean Hunter says I'm terrible in red. Okay, well that's fine. It's better red than wearing nothing. Trust me.
And I have my friend Donnie. He is making an appearance.
Donnie?
Yes.
Okay, let me see Donnie. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I had a screen over, and I love black cats. I love black cats. In fact, that's all I had as a kid. Growing up, we had several black cats, so I'm a firm believer in black cats. Love black cats. You can have
he's quite a character.
Yeah, Donnie. Oh, he said Jason Eater Center said, just kidding. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. So
better red than dead.
Yes. If you see me in red, it means at least that the thing that produces oxygenated blood is working. And I would definitely rather have that than it not be working. Man, as soon as I come on the show, my friggin' eyes water like I don't know what the hell that is. It's like
you're brought to tears by my presence.
I am, honey. I mean, for sure.
It happens to a lot of men. I don't know if it's fear or what.
It's probably a bit of both. It's a fear and an awe all rolled into one. Yeah,
but yeah, so it does get warm here in Alaska. I don't know how hot it's gotten in Anchorage. It's probably hit around 80-ish at some point. But, it's normally very comfortable here in the summer, around 65, 75, somewhere in there. So the heat wave that the rest of the nation is facing, we do not have.
Okay.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, and I'm going to say, I was going to tell you that. I'm also going to throw this up there for you. Easy pop-up question for you, Heidi.
It depends on where you are. Alaska is a huge state. You can fit 2.5 Texases in Alaska. So Texas, California, and still room for others. It will, in Fairbanks, which is probably the biggest city that gets cold, it will get up to minus 40 on a semi-regular basis in the winter. Barrow, Alaska. It's not called Barrow anymore. It went back to the native name, but they routinely have, negative 20 degrees in the winter. It's cold there most of the time, period. So it really depends on where you are. If you go to the top of Denali, I'm sure it gets much, much colder.
Okay, and we get it. We're getting some not objects, but comments from the Peanut Gallery, and I say that with great respect. Chris
Chris, you have no idea where I'm from. I grew up in Redding, and I remember 118-degree days. I just moved here from Fresno, and I remember 113-degree days.
And that is exactly why I keyed that up for you, because I wanted you to make sure that people know.
I know hot.
Yeah.
And I know that I will be. Why the hell do I live in Anchorage? I love it here. Have you not been through a California summer? That's why. I love the summer here.
Yeah, and if you missed Heidi when she came on, was it 2 days ago? You were on Sunday show. They asked you, why do you live there? It's like, why not? Because and remember, Ed, remember what she said, Ed. I'm not going to bring it up again. I'm not going to bring it up again, Ed. But you know damn well why she lives there. She said, "Hey," and Ed's like, "Hey, man, don't talk about Cali." But I'm just saying, don't do that.
Hey, I'm born and raised California. I lived there for 44 years. So, I still love the state, but it just wasn't for me anymore. However, I will be putting up with the heat again on July 17th at the Raider Nation Explosion Part 2 in Madera, California. And I hope to see all of you there.
There you go. And I was teeing you up for that too. You went right into the segue without me even giving you any. I love that. We like this, man. We're like this,
Yep.
And so, yes, you will see Heidi, aka Kevlar Prom Dress, at Raider Nation Explosion. I will be there at Raider Nation Explosion, providing I don't melt this weekend in Vegas. And so I will be in Vegas on Friday. And I think the first thing that I'm going to do after I drop off my luggage at the hotel is I'm going to get ready, and I will be making an appearance with Ken Thompson over at his studio at KDON, which was really cool. He said, "Hey, run on by the studio while you're out here," and I'm like, "Man, I'll be there," because getting some studio time on mic, is something that I've always enjoyed. And the last time that I was in studio on mic was down in Cuba, and I just love being able to do that, putting your cans on and listening to everybody and getting the old for real radio thrill of being on the radio. I mean, I've been on the radio, but sitting there with your cans on like you do, and being there behind the mic and knowing that your voice is going out to many people, kind of like here, but just many more over there in Vegas. I can't wait to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I am looking forward to meeting you for the first time.
Yes. I will get a chance to meet Heidi. I will see my good friends Jason Dean Hunter and Homer, who I got a chance to see over the Memorial Day holiday. I will get a chance to meet up with. I haven't met Raider Puppet yet, so I will meet him for the first time. There will be people that I get a chance to see at Raider Nation Explosion that I haven't had a chance to meet personally. So that's one of the reasons why that, I'm really looking forward to going out for the events, because yes, I know they had the event in, was it in San Bernardino, was like the spring event. That was the kickoff event, and I missed it. But to me, this is the beginning of all of the events that we're going to be having as amongst Raider Nation, and I can't wait to be out there with you.
And I'm looking forward to seeing Ed Winchell. I'm looking forward to see Jason Dean. And I know there's going to be a lot of people there that I am so looking forward to meeting all of you. I am excited to meet Puppet, Hollywood Raider.
Yeah. And Hollywood is full of crapola because he's met me several times, but I love that. I can't wait to meet you, dude.
Well, he can still, that can still be true. I mean, he could be really excited to meet you again.
Again.
Yeah.
Again, for the operative word on again. Now, again, what I will say for this, folks, I did put the link up. So if you want to come into the show, let me put it on a banner as well. So let me get this ready to go. Stand by a second here. I did put it up for everybody when I first came on. I will put it up again, and I will save it. That's saved. We'll show it there. It's on the ticker, and I'm going to even put it on a. I have to hide it in order to do that. 1 second, sorry. Let me copy it. Okay. So in order to put it across on one of those other things, I have to make a new one.
Technology can be so confusing.
It's not. It's just I don't have a producer. So I wanted to make sure that it was there, along with, now I can put it on a ticker. So now you got it twice.
All right.
Come into the show. You got it there for everybody that wants to be there. I'm going to do this as well because I don't get a chance to do this. Remember, you can become an entry into the Captain Jack Treasure Chest of Prizes. I very rarely say it anymore, and that's why people have kind of been petering off on the availability. I think there's about 20 people in there, which means I got about room for another 30. When we get to 50 entries into the contest, when we get to 50 entries into the contest, I spin the wheel for prizes. I just got a Henry Ruggs jersey, which I will add to the wheel eventually. I have several Raider jerseys that are going to be going on the wheel, but I'm not adding them all on the wheel all at the same time. Okay.
Right.
we right now we got I got a Damon Arnett jersey. There, the Henry Ruggs jersey will be added at a later time. Remember, for those that don't know, matter of fact, see, you guys were saying that I was lying. This is my Henry Ruggs jersey, okay? But so you got to be there to win it. And remember, other prizes. If you can you see the Bo? Yeah, you see the Bo Jackson right there.
I can't.
You can't see the Bo. Okay, it's right.
Yeah,
off.
not with the split screen the way it is.
Okay, well, you know what?
Hey.
I'm gonna remove you just for a second, Heidi. I'm gonna remove you just for a second, so people you see. Okay, that's the Bo Jackson. It's right over there by the pirate. Okay, you see that, the Bo Jackson. I didn't want to remove Heidi, but I wanted people to see the Bo Jackson. That that frame gift is there. Again, you have the Jack Daniels Las Vegas Raiders. What is it? Commemorative edition. You know, a bottle of Jack Daniels and a Jack Daniels Raider hat that's in here. That is on the prize wheel. I just dropped something. Oh, okay. You know, you got, because it's here, I got a Raider football. There you go. So there's other things that are on the prize wheel. The commemorative book for the Vegas Raiders, you know, still in its plastic. Again, hasn't even been opened. Lots of gifts. So get your entries in. Remember, for every $5 that you spend via a super chat or super sticker, you get an entry into that. You can also do it via friends and family via PayPal and Cash App. Do that. It's up there somewhere. But yeah, we'll be doing that as well. So again, basically give me a donation, and you will have an entry. Oh, hell of a save! Oh, hell of a save and a score from the Canadiens. I didn't catch the guy's name, but it was a hell of a save by Fleury. But you can't pop the rebound, and the rebound went to Kotkaniemi or something along those lines. Who got the goal? We had OG Daniel on for a second. Yep, it was a rebound, and you just couldn't get over there in time. Hopefully, OG Daniel will come back because he was backstage. Remember, you can also be in for again via a $5 gift via the super chat super sticker, and we'll do that. So let me get to all the things that are here. For the comments, your beard pops with it. It does pop with the red shirt. It does pop with the right, so people were saying
Santa Captain.
Yes, I did play Santa for a long time. You ever been with Cap? I'm sure you got, okay, what's this? You ever been with Cap? Sure you got lots of time because every other person takes pictures. Yeah. I do. I'm sorry, man. If you're gonna hang out with me, if you're in here with me, get on a schedule because I take lots of pictures with everybody. So don't be thinking we're gonna be going anyplace anytime soon because I take pictures with everybody, and I enjoy that. So that's just the way it is.
Will you take a picture with me?
Yes, I will. Yes,
okay, good.
Yes, I will. Okay, and great. Okay, so the reason why OG popped out, and I'm going to go down to here. I know it's coming up. Is OG Daniel wanted to make sure he got in there. So again, OG Daniel got his entry in tonight. That's why he popped off. Where the hell are my little sticky notes? Because I have sticky notes. So again, every time you do an entry. Now I need a pen, okay? Every $5 gets you an entry into the Captain Jack treasure chest of prizes. So OG Daniel gets his entry in tonight. That's $5. And he is also backstage. So what's today's date? 22nd, I'll put that. So again, probably there's about 21 people, if I read right, that are on in the contest. So we'll do that. So, we got Asylum's in the house. Remember, Asylum also, if you see that little Superman, that means he is a member of the Captain Jack Scallion You can do that by pushing the join on YouTube. The join on YouTube. And since I've been promoting myself up the yin yang, Miss Kevlar Prom Dress, aka Heidi, I want you to make sure that people know where to find you when you're not here on this fine show.
When I'm not on this fine show, you can find me on the Only Nation podcast. It's available on podcast platforms everywhere. You can join me and my co-host, Raider Homer, and T3 Raider Facts. We drop every week, and we're dropping every week on Tuesday right now.
There you go. So make sure you get on over, and it's a great podcast. I'm busy, but when I've had a chance to go like in between trips to go do things, I have listened to it. Fantastic material, great rapport with everybody, and really good stuff. So
yeah, and we dropped an episode this morning on the running backs, so check it out.
Okay. Yeah, see, even Velvet said that, yeah, I do indeed stopped a lot for picks, like every half foot. Yeah. And Miss Velvet knows this because Becky was with me, and when she wears her get up with mine, I was like what is the cha-cha 1 2 3 cha ba 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 cha? That's the cha-cha, I think, right? Like 3 steps in a I don't know. I have to have somebody who knows dance moves, but it's 1 2 3 ha da 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 da. It's every 3 steps and stop and take a picture. So we'll do the cha-cha. Dave Guyette's giving us a baseball score, 2-2 in the Yankees Royals. I had the Phillies game on, so we'll see that. Now, because I am watching hockey, so we will have hockey on as well. And thank you there. I'm going to bring on OG Daniel, and so there you go, man. That's always just a wonderful. You got the dome that looks good. That's why I can't have that, because I have that oblong weird head.
I have 4 daughters. That's why this shit's all gone. But sorry, I forgot. Stuff's
Write down
all
the
gone.
time
What's the
stamp.
time on that? Right. Sorry. Oh boy. I was a sailor, man. So, hey, Skipper, good to see you. And Heidi, I'm a big fan. So, how you doing, guys?
We're
Doing
good.
great.
Well,
What's on your mind?
I know I'm going to be up later on doing the cuts of this show, but other than that, I'm doing okay.
I'll try to keep that to a minimum, Skipper.
Hey, you know what? It's okay. It gives me things to do. You be you. I just try to do it for my folks to try to keep it down. So it's all.
I will talk as if my kids are all little ones again and say things like poopy head and stuff like that. But
poopy head. There you go. And Jeff Arguello as well. Yep.
So what's on my mind?
Yeah,
There's nothing going on, man.
There's
no football news going on.
None at
Excuse
all.
It's like
me.
it's the dead season. Carl Nassib.
All right. Okay. I was
Here we
waiting.
go.
I was
Okay.
waiting.
You know what?
No.
That should not be a news story. We need to evolve to a point where that is not news.
Right.
That is not a breaking story. That should be not even. I'm sorry. I'm old school.
Yeah.
But before I did what I do now, I was in the art business in the 80s, the 90s. Sorry, man. You got to learn to accept people for who they are. Okay? And that includes relatives, friends, family, co-workers, bosses, teammates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, like, this should not be news. And we are not where we should be as a species because this is still news.
Okay. And see, I'm glad you brought it up, because I was not going to even go there, because I knew somebody was going to bring up the subject and I didn't even have to say it. And what I did today was, because I wanted to make sure that I was intelligent on the subject. Okay. First off, I agree with you. I don't care what your persuasion is. What I care about is if you can play football. And I'm talking about, because we are particularly talking about Carl Nassib being the football player, I want to see Carl Nassib as a defensive stalwart on the Raiders, not Carl Nassib comes out as gay. Okay? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I want to see the sack count. I want to see the bat down. I want to see he got an interception, almost took it for a pick six last year.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We were both in the Navy at around the same time. There were guys on board, you knew.
Yeah.
But they didn't dare say anything. Okay, this is back in the 80s. Can you fire a weapon? Can you do damage control? Can you save my butt? Can I put my life in your hands? That's more important. That's team. That's more important than football. And there were guys on board I knew. But you know what? Trusted them with my life. They were brothers.
That's right.
And we should be further along as the species, human race. We should be much further along than this.
Right. And I agree. And that's why I had some downtime today at work, and I very rarely get a chance to hit the internet. But I did a search. I did a search, and it was gay athletes, because I wanted to
There's
know
a lot more of them than what you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And what I came up with was this, because one of the gentlemen, and I think he was over here on Instagram, and I think it was he came over to YouTube as well. He says, "Hey, Captain, what's your views on?" And I'm like, "Dude, we will talk about it. We will talk about it." First off, do you know that there have been 4 Raiders that have come out or been associated that are gay football players with the Raiders?
After their careers.
It doesn't matter. So anybody that's making an issue of it, say, you know what? Be proud about it, because there were and by the way, Heidi, do you know who they are?
No, I don't.
Okay. The 4 Raiders in history, and actually the very first one was a San Francisco 49er who came across the bay and played for the Raiders in the 70s. His name was David Kopay. Okay. And I think he was one of the first football players that came out after his career that came out as being a homosexual. And so he was kind of a trendsetter. You can look that up. But David Kopay played for the Niners as well as the Raiders. So I knew that as well. That's why I wanted to make sure that I had my stuff straight. The second one was also a 49er, and it was relatively recently, and that was Kwame Harris.
Okay.
Yeah, Kwame Harris.
I remember him.
It was rumblings, and within the last 10 to 15 years, Kwame Harris played right tackle for the Raiders. He also played for the Niners, and then came across the bay and played for the Raiders. He didn't have, and he was I don't know if he was an All-Pro, but he was a top echelon right tackle for the Niners. That when he came over to the Raiders, did not have really good luck over there as a Raider, and then he eventually. We cut him because he wasn't doing his job. And then after he left the Raiders, then it was he came out as gay as well. And then all the Kwame Harris jokes started to talk. Okay. The third one was one that surprised me because I didn't know this. Do you guys remember Colton Underwood?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Who was on The Bachelor? Okay.
Yep.
He's the guy that jumped the fence on The Bachelor, and I was, and it's like I saw the name, and I'm like, I did not know this. So I read the bio in Wiki, and he came out I think actually either earlier this year. He came out.
I saw him. I saw his message on Instagram to Nassib, and it was, proud of you, brother. Just. Keep carrying on.
Yeah.
Well, let's do some math.
Right. Well, no, wait. But before you do the math, because that's what I'm leading to. That's what I'm leading to. And Carl Nassib comes out yesterday, and it's big news. Okay. So if you're saying it's like, well, that's only a very short or small number of people, the answer is there's plenty more that have not come out either in the past. And if you don't think that there are a plethora, I'll use the big words here, a plethora of players in the NFL that are gay, you are smoking something or you have your head buried in the sand.
Yeah, every team has one. I'm sure almost every team has one.
1.5 according to population numbers, meaning there's probably 45 to 47 players in the NFL who have not come out, who, you know, and of those who do come out, there's going to be double the number that won't.
Right.
Okay, because there's a stigma placed on judgment, placed on garbage.
Yeah, and the Raiders knew about Nassib. They've known about him for years. They've known since he came over that, you know.
Right, but then there's these people who take that, oh, well, the Bible says, the Bible in the Old Testament said, a man can't lay down with a man. In the same sentence of that scripture says, and you should not wear clothing of mixed textile, or you should not wear clothing of mixed materials. I'm wearing cotton polyester, man. Am I guilty? That was the Old Testament. The New Testament, nothing.
Well, that was under the law. That was under the law.
But the New Testament, the new agreement,
yeah,
not there. And therefore, don't use the Bible. Don't do that crap. Look, I'm a real Christian. Let me explain how this works. God judges. Man should not judge. It's above his pay grade.
That's right.
And one of the shortest verses in the Bible is God is love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what is it? Love your, father, mother, your neighbor,
as you love yourself.
Yeah.
And those who are free of sin cast the first stone.
Exactly. And
I'm a sinful mother. I didn't say it. You don't have to
caught it. He caught it.
He caught it.
I caught myself.
You are a sinful father mucker.
Yeah, well, we all are.
Yeah.
We're all broken, man. That's the problem. There's no perfect people in the world. The one guy who got crucified.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to cut it at that, because one thing I don't want to do here is I'm not going to make this a treatise on religion.
No.
Because, like I said, I know that there are Jews, that there are Christians, that there are Muslims, that there are Buddhists, that there are folks of the Shinto religion. There are, let me see.
Hang on, dude. You know more religions than I do.
Yeah. So go around the world. And I look at it this way. If you think that if you are and I'm not gonna dime folks out here. If you think that you are the only religion that is correct, and there are all these people in the world that have their own religion, if you believe in God, and there are those that don't even believe in God, okay, as Daniel said, the only thing that you have to worry about is when you are no longer breathing, is what happens to you afterwards. And that's all that matters, is live a good life, be well, do well, treat people right, and if all goes as planned, you will have a good afterlife. Because that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what you say.
And judgment is above your pay grade.
Thank you.
And the one argument that I've heard the most, and hi, Michael Merkard, is, okay, that's fine. You know, he's gay. Who cares? Why does he have to announce it? Why does he have to indoctrinate people? And my response is, well, when Derek Carr and his wife have a baby, we hear about it. It's normal. Why is it any different for him? It's because it's not accepted yet. But really,
He's trying to make it safe.
yeah, but really, there should be no difference. It's not a matter of him trying to indoctrinate people. It's not a matter of him announcing it and being, you know, a rebel. He's just trying to live his most normal life and just be himself.
But he's also making it safe because the guy is saving lives. All the players who won't come out of the closet because they're afraid, and all these kids, he donated to the Trevor project.
Yeah.
Because these kids are dealing with pressures that are unbelievable nowadays. To make it safe for them, and what's really cool is the NFL matched that donation to the Trevor Project today, and I was so proud of them.
Thank you. And if you hadn't have said that, I was about ready to add that as well. Said that it's 2021, and it's an issue only because people are making it an issue. But what all it needs to be said is how Carl Nassib will be taken care of and treated in our locker room, and how the team responds, and how the NFL responds across the board, because this is one person, and he is a front runner. He's a pioneer coming out, and again, more power to him. I don't care what happens as far as, I don't care about his preferences. What I care about is if he plays the position well and is an asset to the team, and that's what anybody that is a Raiders fan should need to care about. That's bottom line.
I care about that, but I also care about this. There are kids who are LGBTQ who are going, can I be a 6'7", 275-pound monster who kick your ass in the NFL? I want those kids to say, wait a minute, there's no reason to use a suicide thing and be ashamed of who I am because of outside pressures, when, look, I could be like that guy.
Yeah.
And the guy is actually saving lives with this, I honestly believe, in the long run.
Yeah, and I said I'm very happy about that. That you know, we come to a point. You know, it's been years, and I always say the fact is that he is a pioneer. You know, it used to be that you know, it was like, oh my God, you got a Jewish guy on your team. I mean, I'm going back to like the 30s in baseball, when baseball was the predominant sport, and you know, you had people like Hank Greenberg and Mo Green, not Mo Green, but Mo. I can't remember what Mo's last name was, but he was a Jewish guy that played, and they had to deal with anti-Semitism for years, and then it was obviously the black players, aka the African Americans. You know, I was up in the generation that when it was, you know, when the name was that they were blacks, okay, and it was. They were trendsetters. So again, you've gone from, you know, being an anti-Semitic league to now there's lots of people in all religions there. It was like it was a white league, then it was a mixed league, in you know, in the major leagues and throughout sports.
In the 1970s, though, they were still making, white reporters were putting down things like baseball has been very, very good to me, and using a Puerto Rican's accent or a Cuban's accent against them. And my father, I'm Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican. Right. And I remember quotes from reporters that they spelled out the accent of a Latino player. And it's like, really, dude? Really? You know what the guy's trying to say? Why would you do that?
Okay, I got
RDR Houston Steve.
I got Raider Steve coming in, and we also are now joined with Miss Angria. So you came in at the good time there, Miss Angria. Let me get a better background for everybody so that there we go. That's neutral. Come on, there we go. We got it. How you doing, Angria? What's going on with you tonight?
Oh, not much. I'm sitting here feeding the baby, and that's it. Waiting for sunshine.
Waiting for sunshine?
Yeah, there's no sunshine right now. It's muggy and it's ugly. So. Okay.
Well, hopefully it won't be muggy and ugly, and at least you get a chance to spend time with two older dudes on screen when Daniel comes back. So and again, you walked right into and I deliberately. And I made a bit of a pretext, when I put out the information for the show yesterday that, there's a really hot topic to talk about. Well, what do you want? Oh, is there nothing to talk about? Well, because I knew that was going to be that. I didn't say a word because I knew that it was going to the lead in for that. And again, and unfortunately, you came in near the end where we pretty much have beaten the horse to death. But in this day and age, the important thing is that, I'm proud of Carl Nassib for coming out. And the bottom line is that he's doing things, like you said, for the Trevor was it the Trevor Fund or Trevor
Foundation?
And he's helping people with it. And the bottom line is that all I care about is, other than him doing good things by doing that, is how he plays the game. The positive that he does for charity and how he plays the game, that's the bottom line right there.
Well, yeah, I agree completely. And
hey, go ahead. Hey, Steve, we got you on the line. Don't go anywhere. Go ahead, Angria.
What I was going to say was I'm really proud of him for, being honest about who he is. Because there's nothing wrong with that. There have been gay players in the NFL probably since the beginning of the NFL. But it's just, he's confident enough. And I feel like he's on the best team to be able to express that, because the men in the locker room in the Raiders team are, they're leaders, and they're people that want to be respected and that want to respect others. Derek Carr's kind of the ultimate leader by example. He tries to be as accepting and caring and I don't know the word I'm trying to find. My brain's broken from work. But yeah, compassionate. That's a perfect word. But it's great that he feels comfortable to do that, because we're in a time where we're getting down to the nitty gritty. There's so many people, different diversity, different ethnicities, different types of people from all different walks of life. And it's past time that we have people that are comfortable enough to say, hey, I'm different too. I'm different in a different way,
I did hear a joke today.
You talk about the Joy Behar stupid joke?
No, she ain't funny.
She's not funny. She's a joke.
I'm talking about, I heard another YouTuber was talking about there should be more gay men in the NFL, and there probably is. Mm-hmm. And it would be great if one of them would help Mark Davis with his hairstyle tips. And I was like, okay.
They did not spend all the time in the closet.
Help Mark Davis with hairstyle tips. Ooh.
That's one of my favorite comments about being gay. Several years ago, one of my friends told me this, and he's like, I did not spend all that time in the closet for nothing.
There you go.
I know how to accessory.
Steve, we got you on the line. You got both myself, OG Daniel, Kevlar, Prom Dress, a.k.a. Heidi, and Angria Trask over here. What did you want to input into the show tonight?
Yeah, I was just going to say about 2 points. My first point is I had a friend of mine named Jimmy he's got to take showers together. But obviously he wasn't gay, but he got accused and he was bullied so much he took his life and hung himself out in his garage. So if Carl Nassib saves people just by the fact they're saying, hey, you are who you are, hopefully we'll get to a point where people will be accepted for who they are, no matter what they, what their preferences are. So that's my point about that, because bullying is really bad, as you know, in America and everything. We all get bullied. I got bullied for losing my hair. But anyway, just want to say, when the Oilers back in '93, they had Chris Dishman and Warren Moon and Lamar Lathan all knew that they had two teammates, which were Hayward Jeffries and Ernest Givens on that team, that were both gay and everything, and that they knew that they were, going off to lunch together and everything. So they knew what was going on. But all they said is, well, we needed those guys to play. They were warriors on the field. They did everything on the field, and that's all they cared about. And hopefully we'll get to a point where people will say, it's like at my job. We all know people that coworkers, friends, and people that are gay. And as long as they do their job, that's all we care about. As long as people treat people with respect and dignity, that's really all God would want, or whoever you believe in. That's all I have to say, Captain.
All right. Well, again, and I appreciate that there, Steve, that you and actually I didn't see those names when I did the Google search today, or I would have, because I was actually looking for athletes' names that I knew. Okay, and their names did not come up. So obviously we need to make sure that Google updates their list, because if you have that information as well, I would have been like, wow, Ernest Givens and Hayward Jeffries, who were fantastic receivers for the Oilers, because their names were not on that list. So thanks for that information. And oh, by the way, Steve, it wasn't Jackie Smith, it was Jerry Smith. That was the guy that came up when we had Jerry Smith. Yeah, because we had that discussion last night via text. But go ahead.
There's also one that they thought maybe was Jeff Holm, but I was going to ask you, Captain, what about you didn't name the fourth person, you named three of the four of the former Raiders.
Well, no, I said four altogether. There were David Kopay, Kwame Harris, Colton Underwood, and now Carl Nassib. So there were four Raiders that have been with the organization, and Carl Nassib is the first one to come out as active with the Raiders, and the other three came out after their playing careers with the Raiders, their teams.
Who was the quarterback for the Eagles?
Take away till kickoff, so that's what we're going to look forward to, Captain.
I'm sorry, what was that there, Steve?
Sure. Ted Hendricks posted on Facebook today that there's 83 days till kickoff, and he said, I hope I'm able to light the torch one more time in Vegas.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so too. I hope so too. And
I want to tell you, I enjoy the podcast that Heidi does.
Well, Steve, we appreciate that.
And you'll stay hydrated. It's pretty bad over here in Texas. I hate the summers because, as you know, up in Florida, at least they have a breeze over there. Here we don't hardly have a breeze until September, October.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be bringing, or I will be making sure that I bring lots of water, or there will be water with me when I head out to Vegas this weekend for sure.
I gotta love the fabulous females and everything. I think we have some of the best cheerleaders and the classiest cheerleaders in the NFL. And as of that, I'll say permission to go ashore and always great show and everybody good health.
All right, permission granted there, Steve. Thanks for your comments, brother.
Take care. Good night.
All right. That was a Raider Houston, Steve. And he said who was the quarterback for the Eagles? Was what I heard.
No, Donovan McNabb. Came out supporting Carl Nassib, and then said, I played with guys who didn't have the courage to come out. So this has been going on forever. And and you know what? I think just someone coming out and making it safe, don't care who he plays for, and it just happens to be Carl, just making it safe for the players. I think we're going to hear more and more and more until we go, okay, this isn't fucking news anymore. Sorry, write the time down. This isn't news anymore. This is more embraced and accepted, and we need to be there where this isn't news and people go, yeah, okay, this player came out, okay, another player came out, okay, I'm bored now. That's where we need to be.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, and I just want to make this point, this has been happening probably since the beginning of the NFL. We've gone through so many different time changes where in the 50s,
that's who it was.
Absolutely could not be gay, right? You had to be married with a family, otherwise people are going to freak out. And then, you go to the 60s and 70s, and I mean, it's been 50, 60 years now. There's no question that this has not been, sorry, my cats are fighting. This has not been an ongoing situation. And it's way too late that this had to happen like this. That's in my opinion. It's
I have
way
a
too late.
friend of mine I used to work with. His name was Ron, good friend of mine, when I was in the art business. And he explained to me that the movement started after World War I because there were a lot of guys who didn't realize there were others like them. He said it started in World War I, the movement in the U.S. And I was like sitting there going, okay. And he's telling me like these guys got out there and realized there were others like them and they didn't have to be as afraid. Now, of course, U.S. laws and vice laws and all this crap that the government put on everybody, yeah, they had to be a little bit afraid, but they started gathering and growing, I guess. And this was explained to me, like I said, by a friend of mine who made a bet with me one time, and I lost the bet on a football game. He said, if I lose, I have to go to a gay bar with him. I was like, okay. Dude, let me tell you about a gay bar. You go in, you order your drink. They fill your drink with this much booze and then a little splash of whatever you're mixing. And it's like, damn, I'm getting my money's worth. The next time he lost, we had a bet. He lost, and I took him to a strip club, and every girl in there hit on him because they couldn't have him. It was like, damn, man, I ain't hanging out with this guy no more. He's making my life hell. But, no, he's a good friend. Educated me a lot. We talked a lot because, well, you're in an art gallery. You don't have much to do until somebody walks in, and then you have to do a subtle dance. But, yeah, it was. I learned a lot about that side of things a long time ago. It's like I'm still friends with a lot of these people. Their lifestyle is their lifestyle. Me, I'm an old married guy with kids and, doing boring stuff. But I learned that, especially with a guy like Carl Nassib, he's 6'7", 275 pounds. That man will whoop your ass. You can't make anything effeminate about him. I'm not worried about the NFL sport. I'm not worried about team sport. What I am worried about is the disgusting Kansas City Chiefs fans and fans of everybody we play. I swear to God, I'm worried about what kind of verbal abuse he could receive from those fans.
Well, okay, and I'm glad you said that because that was the other point that I was going to make, okay? Going through the list, the one name that came out that I saw was Ryan O'Callahan, who played guard and tackle for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, these are the people that have been that are on the board. So they're just because it's not news doesn't mean that they haven't had players that are gay or I should say have been gay, that are gay or have played for their teams. It doesn't matter. And you know what? It's just a matter of if the Raiders as a team can come together and be better because of it. Because again, if you guys remember, after the game in Washington, D.C. in 2017, there was a split in that team, okay? There was a noticeable split in that team due to a political issue. I'm not going to go into it because we all know what happened. There was a political issue, and that divided the team. And they were sunk for the rest of the season, okay? The previous game, Marshawn Lynch marched all over the Jets, the Raiders were 2-0 going into week 3 in DC, and we thought that we had that game won when we hit the pavement in DC. You know, we go onto the field, we were going to kick that butt. Well, that team had the issues where they couldn't figure out what they were going to do for solidarity, and they couldn't figure it out, and it was kind of mishmash about a political issue, and it came back and it bit everybody in the butt. So it's a matter of if the players can stay solidified and become a team. That's all I'm worried about. So again, hopefully it'll be better for the team and there won't be any issues. That's all I want to say about that.
Right, but they're talking about fans, of guys who had a few too many beers, who are feeling machoistic and all that stuff. I'm talking about fans. And don't get me wrong, I'm a racist. The human race is trash. And they show it on a regular basis. Just get on a freeway in California or go to a football game against the opposing team. People are cruel.
Yeah.
Well, look at what Kansas City did. There was a big issue with Kansas City fans when Marcus Peters was there. There was a lot of racist epithets hurled at him all the time, and that's one of the reasons he didn't want to play for them anymore. And it's pretty nasty when you're one of the best players on their team, and you're getting, basically barraged with all this nasty language, calling somebody things that you probably wouldn't say in mixed company because you're drunk and you're being an asshole. That's it.
They're gonna throw drinks and do that stuff anyway. And realistically, Nassib just needs to be able to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but here, I want to make a point because I've gotten the two comments that I put up there was from Oso. Thank you for being in here, Oso, and Ed Winchell, about Nassib better play better, or his butt's gonna be cut, or Nassib sucks and won't make the team this year. Because when the announcement came out, the first thing that I thought about was, what are the implications, right? Mm-hmm. Well, then I saw that he took a pay cut months ago. So it actually is, he's making, because he knew he didn't have a good season last year. Maybe it was because of the weight of what was going on, his inner demons. Maybe there was some issues there. I know that there were some injury issues as well. But when you have a big, heavy weight on your shoulders up here, and you're not playing up to par, and then you have injuries along with that, okay? He didn't play well, so he took a pay cut.
In spite of that pay cut, if the Raiders cut him, there'd be a $15 million dead cap hit.
Thank you. If he gets cut, it is more disadvantageous for the Raiders to cut him.
Well, how many bad downs did he have? He almost had a pick six against the Chargers. The guy's not bad, but you take this weight off his shoulders and the injuries off him, he's going to be gaming for us this year. He's going to ball out.
He gets to play with Yannick Ngakoue and with Mad Max, and I think that's going to be an inspiration.
Yeah.
And then to address the question about Michael Sam making an NFL comeback, he hasn't played professional football since 2015 when he played one season in the CFL for the Montreal Alouettes. That's the last time he played professional football. So it's been 6 years. And he wasn't even good enough to make a 53-man roster in the NFL. I really don't see him coming back trying to make an NFL comeback. I think he's more of an activist now. And, he's comfortable with that. He's moved on in his life. An active football career isn't realistic for him.
Yeah. And Rose, no, he wasn't cut. He's still on the team. And if you see him being cut, like I just said, it's actually detrimental to the Raiders cap wise to cut him. What'd you say, $15 million there, Heidi?
Yes, that's what Josh Dubrow reported.
They're not going to cut him.
They're not going to cut him. And he, like I said, he's a plug and play guy. When we picked him up last year, I was excited because I saw how productive he was in Tampa the last 2 years. Yes, or the 2 years prior to him being on the Raiders, he was a very productive player. He didn't have a good year last year, but he will make up for that. He will make up for that. And like I said, his production will be on the field. Now, if he doesn't produce, then it'll be after the season, or once he hits the season, the monetary benefits are there for him. He will get his pay once he is on the final roster from game one. Then it'll be a different monetary issue. Like I said, I think, and Heidi, if I'm not mistaken, then that 15 will be counted this year and next year. I don't think it's an immediate thing, but I don't think he's going to have to worry about getting cut. I think that Carl Nassib is going to be a member of this team for sure. That's just my opinion there.
The most realistic reason for him to not be a Raider would be a trade. Otherwise, he's staying on the team.
He'll play, and he'll either game or he'll get cut. I mean, that's just like, look, you want equality, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Game or get cut. And I think he's going to have a better year this year. I honestly do. But if he doesn't, all right, bye.
Yeah. And again, like I said, if he gets cut, it won't be because of him coming out. It will be because of the Raiders having signed a whole boatload of extra help along the defensive line. And the best players are going to play whether they have a big cap number or a small cap number, whether that they are gay or straight. It doesn't matter. The best players are going to make this team, and it goes without saying.
The Raiders signed the first Latino quarterback. The Raiders signed the first Latino head coach. The Raiders signed the first African-American head coach. The Raiders signed the first female CEO. The Raiders signed the first female weight training coach. This is right up Al Davis's alley.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And, again, there are other things to talk about, but, if you want to keep on this subject, that's fine. And we got plenty of things to talk about. But again, if you want to come into the show.
What is there to talk about?
Well, I'm just saying, I'm watching the hockey game, and right now Montreal is still winning against the Gold Knights 1-0 with 16 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second period. We can talk about basketball. We can talk about baseball. We can talk
about Frank Clark.
Let's please talk about Frank Clark.
Let's talk about Frank Clark. Bring up that subject.
What kind of idiot gets caught with an Uzi in their car? Only a Kansas City Chief.
That's some.
No, I shouldn't say that. There are other people that would get caught, but Jesus, how stupid do you have to be? This man is like one problem after another problem after another problem. I'm glad we had nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be
an idiot.
This year. He is an idiot.
He is an idiot.
And isn't it his second weapons charge?
I believe that it is, and he's got a boatload of violence charges. So.
Yes, well, then that makes him a perfect Kansas City Chief.
Yeah, that's true.
And domestic violence, but the Raiders are the bad team.
We can talk about
Frank Clark living them 90s rap lyrics. God bless it with a Uzi and my Lambo. Take a guard charge in my Lambo.
We're not going back to Vanilla Ice. Let's not do that.
All right. Again, if you want to come into the show, I will put the link up again. Let me see if I can do that.
Here, have a baby.
Hi, Jack.
Here's the baby assassin. And he's wearing his shirt. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Look at them hands. That kid's a linebacker. There's some
might
big
be,
old hands on that boy.
but he would be a really good 60s or 70s linebacker because he likes to bite and pull hair and punch and kick. So,
So
he would fit
Raiders-
right in with Tatum and
Just
Alzado.
let him study under Vontez Burfict. He'll be okay.
Oh yeah, perfect. That'd be fine. He's going to be the first NFL player with Down syndrome. That is our goal.
There you go.
We're doing it.
There you go.
I wanted my daughter to be the first Raiders NFL female kicker.
Oh goodness.
What do you think is going to happen eventually? Women's body strength is in their lower bodies. The kickers are eventually going to be women because they're stronger than men in their lower bodies.
Mm-hmm.
It's evolution.
I'm not in on that. I am totally not.
I'm telling you, you can't hit the kicker.
Women cannot take a hit from a 250-pound linebacker coming
But
in
if
full
you're
speed.
a kicker, you're not supposed to take hits.
Yes, but
Not
they still
supposed to.
do.
Yeah, what will the penalty be then?
You know what I think we should do? My dad made a suggestion this weekend that I absolutely love. You know how the American soccer players are upset because they want to be paid as much as the men? Well, let's reduce the amount the men make so that they're making the same amount. And we can do that in football as well. So if we decide to take all these hoity-toity, spoiled rotten brats that are getting paid way too much to play their game and drop them down to the same level as the women in the lingerie league, I think that's a great idea.
I'm just
And
saying.
I'm not even going to say anything about a New Zealand weightlifter.
Or just pay the women as much as you pay the men. You charge the same amount for the tickets. And the women are more entertaining. Look at I don't watch men's soccer, but when the women's USA team goes in to play Canada, I'm watching that shit like a hawk. I
like watching the lingerie league football, and because some of those
I don't watch lingerie league football. I'm talking about female kickers are going to be the future in the NFL. Count on that.
Hey, let me tell you guys a story about the women's national team for soccer. Back when they were winning their first or the most recent World Cup, what was it, about 5-6 years ago, something like that. I was working for the Fresno Grizzlies, which was the AAA team for, I think at the time, the San Francisco Giants. And it was the finals of the World Cup. It was being broadcast on the big screen in the park. Instead of taking batting practice and warming up on the field for their game that night, those players were sitting there watching the women win the World Cup.
Yeah.
They basically skipped batting practice and warm-ups.
Sometimes better than our men's.
Yeah. They just sat there. They watched the entire thing as long as they could.
They're superior
I don't like soccer anyways because I feel like I'm watching. I don't like soccer. I feel like I'm watching an ant farm, so it's not even one that I could sit down and watch a whole game.
Women's soccer is different.
I hate soccer, but when the U.S. women's team is playing, I'm watching quality. And they're better than the men.
That's all you're
tougher.
Team ain't shit compared to the women. Our women's soccer team is far superior than our men's soccer team. And they are warriors. They are no joke. They have been. They always have been. The history of them. They should be paid more than the men's soccer team.
Okay. And by the way, tonight's score so far is Daniel 4, Angria 1.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, is this a challenge? I didn't know we were in battle. Otherwise, I would have fighting harder.
No, that's fine. Like I said, it's try not to. But I just figured that because we're getting an update, I would inject to see it. We're doing sports scores. So far, it's 1-0 Montreal over the Knights. It's 4-1. Daniel over Angria. That's okay.
So I don't think there's even been 5 points.
I'm sorry, what?
That's just for cussing, right?
That's just the custom.
Okay, all right. Cool. I thought we were in some sort of a battle of wits, and if that was 4-1, I was going to have to catch up.
No.
Potty mouth points.
Counting swear words. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Potty mouth points. But let me ask you a question. I'm going to put this all three of you.
Yes,
Should
sir.
the U.S. women's soccer team get paid more than the U.S. men's soccer team?
Yes.
They can fill the stadium a lot more than the men's.
I think
They make more
everybody
revenue.
should be paid commensurate to their experience and their performance.
Then that means the U.S. women's soccer team should get a lot more money than our U.S. men's soccer team. Our men's soccer team sucks. And the women are bad. Like,
If
they're
they're
awesome.
playing better, then yeah, give them money. But I don't think that professional athletes should make as much money as they're making at any point in time right now.
I don't think congressmen should get better medical benefits than the rest of us. But
that's a completely different subject. But yes, term limit.
Well, the fairness of the women's soccer team versus the men's soccer team, the women's soccer team should get more because they are far superior.
Yeah. No, that's what I said. The question was, and I answered the question, should the women's soccer team get more money than the men's soccer team? And the answer is yes. Based upon their performance, based upon the revenue that they bring in, based upon the quality of play, as well as all of their things that they can bring in, until the men's team has something equitable, and they haven't had anything equitable in a generation, the women's team should make more money than the men's team. More is the operative word. Now, Angria was saying, I don't think that they should be making an insurmountable amount of, or whatever the words are. That could be fine too, but they should be making more money than the men's team. That's the operative word. More money.
Is that the men don't have.
Well, you want to talk about people making money. What do you guys think about the NCAA today?
I told you there were things to talk about. And thank you there, Heidi, for bringing that up.
That's a good one.
It's the first step in the dissolution of the NCAA. It's the very first step in the dissolution of the NCAA of the big practicality of college unprofessional or however you want to slice it. The college game is going to become a professional game. And the only bad thing about it is it's going to come down to the schools that can pay the money are going to be the benefactors of having all of these programs that are going to be better than everybody else's. The Alabamas, the Floridas, the Notre Dame, the Michigans, the Ohio State, okay, the Texases, USC's, right. All of the schools. Oh, it's Stanford, by the way, as well. Even though they're a private school, they got dough up the yin yang. Mm-hmm. The schools that can pay the money are going to be the benefactors of having the best teams out there. Period. It's just the way it's going to be. Now, it's not going to go immediate, but like Judge Kavanaugh stated today in his opinion. And I can't remember the exact wording was, but it leads along the line for when they bring it up again for the benefit of the players to be getting paid. When it goes up where the NCAA brings it up to the Supreme Court again, and they're going to lose. And athletes will eventually be paid. Straight up.
How many of these video game manufacturers use these guys' likenesses and don't pay them? That's wrong.
Yeah. And if you remember,
do you want my 2 cents?
Anti-capitalist.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they stopped manufacturing most of those games.
Right. If you
Ask
remember,
EA Sports, they haven't touched it.
It was the O'Bannon brothers of UCLA that first brought this up because their images were used in their products for years, and they were, to my estimation, they were the first college athletes to bring a case up against the NCAA. I might be mistaken on that, but they're the first ones that I remember in the relative period of recent. It was the O'Bannon brothers, because it was Ed O'Bannon, the tall, skinny one, Vice's brother, that brought a suit up against the NCAA they used his likeness on a video game without his permission. And he said, "Hey, why are you using my likeness without my permission?" And he took him to court for that. And that was, I'm sure somebody will Google it, but that was the first time that it became an issue for athletes that I can remember. Again, I might be mistaken on that, but that's the first time I remember. Heidi, am I remembering wrong?
As far as I recall, that sounds right.
You're spot on, but the thing is, that's the thing Andrew Yang ran on with his presidential campaign. All these companies are using our data and reselling it and making a ton of money. It's worth more than oil, and those companies should be paying us a revenue. And I mean, let's be real, man. All this data, the new technology, everything else, pay people for their likenesses, pay them for what you use their stuff for, or get out. And these college kids are getting used up for their likenesses and everything else. Well, these companies, no, pay them. Give them something.
Yeah. And I see that. Now, Heidi, where do you see this eventually running, in your opinion, and how fast do you think it will happen?
I don't think it's going to happen very fast. I would like to see the dissolution of the NCAA, though. I mean, it is a monopoly. It violates every antitrust principle there is.
Wow.
You know, no other industry in the United States would be able to get away with it. I mean, it's highway robbery on these kids. And the thing is that they have these rules that even forbid kids from being able to have a summer job, to be able to, buy their own snacks, during school years. They are a lot of these athletes, especially the ones that generate the most revenue, are from African-American families. They're from Black families. They're lower income, and their families can't support them. They can't buy them that car. They can't pay for these extra things they need just to live. And the NCAA prevents them from even being able to have a summer job to do that. These little rules need to be changed. And whether that means the entire dissolution of the NCAA or just an entire dissolution of how they do business, I don't know. But this was a huge blow to them, and I'm happy as a clam. I was so happy when I saw that this morning.
Can I interject here? I'm going to be the anti. So NCAA is trash. I agree. But if we get to a point where we're paying college players to play ball, then they're being double paid for this, and that's not okay. You don't pay a doctor while he's in medical school. You don't pay a lawyer while he's studying for the bar. You don't pay a nurse while she's doing her practicals. If we pay for them to play ball, then they're getting double paid. They already, 99% of them have full ride scholarships, right? Probably not that high, but a really large majority of them, the ones that are going to be on the cover of an EA Sports game, are getting a free ride anyways. They're getting free room, free board, free classes, all of the education in a football game that you're going to make multi-million dollars doing in your, if professionally.
Okay.
That's let me finish. Absolutely ridiculous. If you look at them getting paid for separate activities, then that's fine. They're a private citizen. But if colleges start paying players to play the game while they're in school, that is absolutely inappropriate.
Okay, well, let me ask a question now. You were citing Go back to the people that you were citing. You said doctors and lawyers.
Doctors get paid in residency. Lawyers can clerk.
Residency, not medical school.
Okay,
Lawyers can clerk while they're studying for the bar.
Well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to blow you away with my point. How many people sit in front of a TV and watch a doctor perform an operation?
I do it all the time. TLC was based on surgeries. That whole entire.
Go ahead. You're going to sit in a stadium and you're going to watch a doctor perform a surgery?
Would you rather have your life in the hands of a doctor who gets paid probably 1/10 of the amount, or do you want to watch a football game?
No. I get your point. Angria.
To Heidi's point, go ahead. Sorry.
But the point is, it is a revenue story. It is these kids are performing acts that they can get injured for revenue for all of these schools, and other than their schooling, because again, what I think that they should do is, and by the way, I'm going to say this before I do this, Skip. If you say anything else, I'm gonna ban you from the show. Your comments are not welcome. In fact, I'm putting you in a timeout right now.
Let me ask you a question. Who pays for their dorms are paid for, their food paid for, their books paid for? No. That is
yes,
not.
They are. That is absolutely what happens when you get a full ride scholarship.
Who pays their phone bill?
Their parents.
Who pays their car insurance?
They're a single parent that has 5 kids at home.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. I agree that they should be able to get a job and pay for the bills. I agree that they should be able to be paid for their likenesses. But when you step on that field and you're getting paid a goddamn salary for playing football that you're getting paid to go to school to do anyways, that's getting double paid.
Nobody's paying their salary. They're talking about paying for their image. They're talking about paying for their use of their information.
What my point is.
They deserve that. They also deserve. No, we're listening. You're not.
You're not hearing me though.
No, I'm hearing you perfectly.
No, you're not. You just
I actually agree with Angria.
They're not getting
paid exactly what I said.
They're not getting paid for a lot of the things and bills that they have to take care of.
So, like I said, allow them to get a job. Allow them to get a job.
Allow them to get a job. But they don't do that. The NCAA doesn't do that.
That's exactly what I said. Did you hear me?
Yeah, but there's also other expenses that need to get paid. I'm not saying the school should pay them anything. I'm saying, I'm agreeing with you, but there are other expenses that if a company uses their likeness or anything else, yeah, pay them.
I think we're all saying the same thing.
Isn't that what I just said?
I think we're all saying the same thing.
I'm agreeing with you. I don't know why you want to make it into an argument when I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, and see, it's the degree or the semantics in the conversations. It's the semantics in the conversations that people are getting all bent out of shape.
Yeah, I'm not bent out of shape. I'm agreeing with her, and she thinks I'm arguing.
It's the semantics of our arguments. Is that what we were all talking about is with this coming out, that there will be a review of how the NCAA and colleges run things, because again, there are. Wait a second, because remember, there are sports that pay, even under Title X. There are sports that pay for most of the things that a college will be able to do, and primarily it's baseball and football, for the most part, in colleges that pay for everything else. Oh, and basketball. I'm not baseball. Basketball and football are the two primary sports in college that pay for everything else in the college realm. So what you're talking about is that there's going to be a dividing line, and there's going to need to be a quid pro quo to a point. There's going to have to be a redistribution of how they run things, who gets what and how. Should the players get a stipend or not? How they, like I said, because there are sports like, say, lacrosse, right, which is a major program in some schools. They're known as a lacrosse team, but they don't make the money as lacrosse players, so that they need to have their scholarships, which is why they get on scholarships. This is going to blow up everything in college sports once you start getting into the picayune subjects of who gets paid and what and how, because there's going to have to be a review of all sports, a review of women's programs, and how they're going to do that. This is a Pandora's box of BS, and I say BS in a good way, that is going to have to be figured out, and it's going to take a long time. And this is, until they get things squared away, this is going to be a major pissing point for the NCAA, colleges, athletes, and even the consumer of all of those, which are us. The consumers are going to have to pay for this as well.
Right. And there's also people who donate things to college athletes, like cars and things like that. And the college athlete's career is ruined because of that. The kid didn't have a car. Come on, man. Lighten up. But realistically, if any of you have daughters, remember this. You want a full ride scholarship? Get that kid into golf. 40% of women's scholarships in golf do not get used every year. Teach your daughters how to golf. College is paid for. They'll get that full NCAA ride because there are not enough girls that play golf. I tried to do that. I got one of my younger ones into golf, and then she quit and got into something else. And I was like, damn, now I got to pay for school.
I had to put these two comments up because Jason Dean and Raider Homer are going back and forth about still got to pass those classes at Notre Dame, and Homer comes in with, you can't pass those classes. So there you go. I just figured I would.
That's as good as our conversation.
Yeah. So there you go. So like you said, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing.
Not much.
If you want, like I said, if you want to come in the show, the link is here. Let me put it up again. The link is here. You can come in with myself. You can come in with OG Daniel. Obviously, the ladies, the wenches that are here. You're backstage. Oh my God, you are backstage.
Am I one of the wenches? Jesus.
You've been around long enough, sure.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't realize that Jason Dean was backstage, or would have brought him up. How long have you been there, Jason?
About 2.5 hours.
I'm sorry. I've talked with this guy before. He looks like the weightlifter from the old Barnum and Bailey posters. The strongest man in the world.
When I used to have hair, I got a lot of Negan. I looked like
he had the mustache. He shaved his head, and he looks like the guy holding up the weights in the posters. That's really old school.
How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm good, Jason. I apologize. I had a 4-screen, and I didn't realize that you were there. I apologize.
It's all good. You don't need to apologize, Captain. It's all good.
Yeah. But I made a boo-boo. So what's going on with you?
We're having a conversation about where the babies come from, and
last time I knew it was a stork.
They come from the butt.
So
we get them at Petco.
Bears bring them here.
Camp Club as well.
So, Jason, what did you want to add to this conversation tonight?
Nothing. You still got to pass classes to stay in school, even if they pay kids. So, I mean, certain schools. You have to be. You could be a moron and go. I don't know if anybody's a University of Miami fan. Y'all remember who Dan Morgan is, right? Dan Morgan played linebacker for Miami, played linebacker for Carolina for some years.
Yeah.
Well, he was 38 credits short of graduate in his junior year of college because he never, ever went to school. He had a 1.5 grade point average. Still got drafted, and now I think he's selling cars because he had no education. They could have paid him. I don't think he would have known what to do with the money because he was a dummy.
Yeah. Well, if you saw, and even Wilbur Marshall, who played for University of Florida, was a functional illiterate as well.
Yeah.
The guy who played for the Redskins, whose name escapes me, was a functional illiterate. Because
a lot of those players that went to these schools, like back in the early 90s, late 80s, all that, they didn't need grades. They were just bringing guys in because they could play ball. And I understand that. Like certain schools, you need grades. You have to pass. You have to have a certain grade point average. I'm not knocking the big schools. Like Miami is a great school, but they didn't let anybody in. Now, I say that because I'm a Notre Dame guy, and you needed the grades to get into Notre Dame. They don't mess around with the education stuff there. I don't know about USC. I don't know about Florida. I know Stanford doesn't as well. But, you know, it's crazy. Like, I mean, yeah, their likeness, they should get paid for that. But they are kind of getting paid. Homer touched on this in the chat. They're getting, and Angria too, they're getting the education, you know, free schooling, free room. But you're right. These kids can't even go on a date because they don't have $20 to go on a date. Nowadays, it'd be $50 to take a girl on a date. They don't even have a vehicle. You know, like they can't. And you're right. They should be able to get jobs. They should. Any kind of job, a part-time job, just so they can have pocket money. Not all of these kids are getting hit with that money by the boosters because they don't play. They might just be sitting there on the sideline, third-string offensive lineman, you know, whose parents struggled to even – the only reason he's in school is because he got a full athletic scholarship. His parents couldn't afford it. They're a poor family. He can't even take a girl out on a date because he doesn't have no money. So what happens? A booster gives him $20 here, $100 there. He gets caught. He's a professional all of a sudden. His amateur status is gonzo. And that stinks for these kids because some of them are not going to go pro. The majority of the kids in college are not going pro. They're just not.
You know, the saddest thing for me is that it's pathetic to see how many people are going back from the NFL and graduating from college finally. That says a lot about how poor the NFL or the NCAA programs actually are at educating these kids. They're giving them money to come to their school and make more money, and they're in the end, they haven't done anything for them other than make money off of them.
That's the thing, Angria. They just want them there to play ball. Shut your mouth and play ball. We'll pass you. Don't worry about it. You got kids majoring in basket weaving, majoring in weightlifting, majoring in golf. Give me a break. What's that going to do for your life? You need to get a degree. A lot of these kids that you'll see, they got business management degrees. You know what? And a lot of them are managing McDonald's.
Well, if you get a liberal arts degree in anything, you're not going to be employed after the NFL. I can just tell you that right now.
Philosophy degree is
it's real important. That actually does really good at McDonald's.
I worked at McDonald's for 3 years. I know.
Wow. I never worked in fast food.
I did. It is I tell you what.
I haven't
when
either.
I worked there, I stopped eating it because I saw it. It's not as bad as you think, but yeah, there ain't nothing flame broiled about anything, man.
Well, no, if I were going to work in fast food, I'd want to go to KFC because I kind of like KFC.
Daniel, when I worked at McDonald's, I gained 25 pounds because I used to just eat whatever I wanted. I used to make these burgers. I used to call them the McTaco. I would have 3/4 pounders with tortilla strips, Rojas sauce, shredded cheese, lettuce. I'm surprised I didn't die of a heart attack.
I would probably want to work at KFC because I love their mac and cheese, and that's I got to avoid cholesterol, so I'd be dead.
Does anyone else's McDonald's have the McGangbang?
Yes,
on the menu. Okay.
My McDonald's has the McGangbang. Yes,
it's the McGangbang.
How is that?
So It's a Big Mac sandwiched around a McChicken.
I worked overnights, and these drunk idiots, who my friends, would come through screaming in the drive-thru. We want the McGangbang! Oh, I hated making it. It was the worst thing ever. I hated it.
I've never heard it. So it's what is this again?
The McGangbang. What the hell is that?
It's you can either get it like a Big Mac or like a McDouble. It's a Big Mac. We'll say it's a McDouble and a McChicken put together.
Okay. So it's a chicken sandwich on the bottom with a bun in the middle and then meat on the top. Yeah, that sounds like something.
That sounds like a heart attack.
Yeah. Well, what about they used to have it at Hardee's? It was like, what is it, the heart attack burger?
You can't eat that stuff, Captain. You're not allowed to eat that shit.
I didn't say I was going to eat it. I just said that they used to have something at Hardee's. I think it was called the heart attack or something.
You can have one of my salads or one of my wraps.
Other than what's going on with Carl Nassib, do we have any Raider news? I heard I listened to
news at all out of the NFL.
Heidi.
Damon
Arnett, yeah. I'm not Heidi, we talked about him before. I'm not sold on David Arnett. I wasn't when we drafted him. I mean, I hate Ohio State anyway, so it is what it is. But I really wasn't sold on him. Like, I didn't like that high of a pick. We could have got somebody else. But I think he's more worried about his rap career, and he's not even a good rapper. He's terrible.
Yeah, well, I mean,
defenders at Ohio State have failed us since Gary and Lee.
What you got to remember, though, is that, yeah, he was a first-round pick, but the Raiders did not have a second-round pick that year. So they picked up Arnett because he was the highest-rated cornerback other than the guy who went number one.
And he's not even good. Acuna didn't even play good. He got hurt. He stinks.
So what I'm saying is that you have to understand that the Raiders used what would have been their second-round pick for somebody that was rated high, and it backfired. That's the bottom line right there.
Again.
Then take that pick and turn it into a proven cornerback, one that we know can play on the NFL level.
Yes,
we got Ohio State has cursed us twice the last time we picked. Gary and Conley, and now possibly Arnett.
It's a crapshoot, though.
You're right. How
many people can I can pick the draft 2020 3 years later? I guarantee you I can pick an all-pro team and a Super Bowl team 3 years after the fact.
You can't, Captain, stop it.
Yes, I can, and I'm gonna have the book like they have in Back to the Future 2, and I'm gonna know all of these people that are fantastic players.
I didn't hear anybody say anything about Zaven Collins because he got arrested too.
Oh no, I saw it in the chat.
And then the Kansas City Chiefs defensive end got arrested.
Yeah, good for that filthy piece of garbage. I'm glad.
What? I got busted with a Uzi in my Lambo. Yeah, okay.
What are you doing?
Gun charge.
See, this is what drives me nuts about certain players when they get caught with this stuff. If I was
after a domestic violence arrest,
I don't think I would leave the
house. In California.
You got eyes on you everywhere, no matter where you go. I would leave the house.
Well, here's the thing, though.
My luck, I'd be arrested probably.
What the bottom line is how long have you been here?
For a while. For a minute.
My son just came in, and he lives 2 hours away, so I am going to go backstage. You guys can continue with the show. This is my son.
What's going on?
And he's waving at everybody. He's the Chargers. He's the Charger fan that actually I can hang out with.
Whoa! There's Chargers fans.
Man, how'd you raise that boy?
Wait, there's Chargers fans.
Wait a second. Wait, I'm going to put everybody on mute. Robert, why are you a Chargers fan?
I grew up in San Diego, and he's my stepdad.
Thank you. He grew up in San Diego. I'm his stepdad, and I didn't get to him in time. So shut up.
Wow, there's actually a Chargers fan. Wow.
One. There's one. Okay, so I'm gonna go backstage. You guys continue. I'm gonna see you guys here. So I'll be back in just a little bit.
I say, Heidi, run this shit.
Well, there's nothing to talk about, just like you said.
Yeah, it's like a dead like other sports. Like I'm watching the Suns and the Clippers right now. The Suns are winning. They're up by 7 right now, 3:22 in the third. Devin Booker just got his nose busted. That's a big thing for them.
Well, apparently the Golden Knights aren't doing too great tonight.
They're down
It's too warm for curling competition. So
I like curling. That's an interesting sport.
TV all the time.
Let's brush the ice.
Championships. The cornhole championships.
Who hasn't been arrested? Derek Carr hasn't been arrested.
That's right. Derek Carr
probably won't be. He's a
The real
pass.
question is who hasn't been arrested on the Kansas City Chiefs?
Jesus, that's a small roster right there.
I'm waiting to see it across the ticker on SportsCenter about Mahomes' girl throwing him out because she's nuts.
I'm shocked about, they got more domestic violence, child abuse, and federal gun law violations.
They sweep that under the rug, Daniel. They don't care. That's what's filthy about that team. Like
yeah, but the guy's got to eventually answer and go to prison. He ain't gonna be playing when he's locked up.
Let's not forget about a coach that drives drunk and almost kills a little girl.
That's
who
right.
Still has brain damage.
Ooh, yeah. That's
a coach who is the son of the head coach.
Oh yeah, they're a great organization there. They're excellent. They're such good people in the community and everything.
Really fine people.
That's right. Really fine people. Good, upstanding citizens.
That's why I have no problem treating Kansas City fans like trash.
I wish a MFer would. I dare them. I dare one of them Chiefs fans to try something with me. I may not be the biggest, but I'm crazy.
I believe that.
Well, understand this. Kansas City fans are, we can handle them. They're kind of obese. They like biscuits and gravy.
I've heard some stuff about some Kansas City fans. I've heard
they like Kansas City barbecue.
I had some friends who were Kansas City fans who they were nice people.
Mm-hmm. One of my buddies from Pennsylvania
they were both very large people, and they told me, you can move in, be a roommate. I was going through a divorce, but you got to cook. Okay. So I made a lot of Japanese food, Chinese food, Thai food, like a lot of Asian food. They loved it. Mm-hmm. And then they went to this place to buy their jerseys 6 months later. And they both realized they lost like 75 pounds each. And they loved me. But they weren't hateful people. They were, nice people. And they are nice people. I'm still friends with them.
Like I said.
I used to have a roommate that was a Broncos fan. Okay, and I actually performed her wedding.
I got to ask a question. Hopefully nobody was swore by the time, but when I was gone, because I got to do the chop-ups. And if
I don't think so.
Full Samuel L. Jackson while you were gone.
Oh, I went straight Italian at Christmas.
I just have to ask because I got to do the cut-ups, and if I didn't hear it, then I don't know. That's all.
Well, that serves you right.
I grew up in Pennsylvania, and of course, there's a lot of Steeler, a lot of Eagle, a lot of Cowboys up there. And me, two of my buddies that live up there, we were the only Raider fans. Well, another buddy I went to school with, he was a big Kansas City Chief fan. Great guy, excellent guy, family man, and it's kind of funny because he is a little bit big too. It's kind of funny, but he never really talked smack. Like, he never ran his mouth about anything. It's like, hey man, that was a good game we played. Like, unlike their fans that want to fist fight and they never win. Even when they do win the game on the field, they lose in the parking lot. They try. They give it a great effort, but they never win.
Yeah, but they used to suck. Let's be real.
I hate them. I hate them. I hate the color red. I don't own anything red. I can't stand it.
I do. Any Stabler, Alabama throwback jersey that's red. I love it.
Sorry, that's gross.
Kenny Stabler?
No, Alabama.
Dude, you might want to get some drug counseling.
You know what the Alabama motto is? Nothing spells loving like doing your cousin.
Yeah, you know what the fastest running animal is in Alabama? The youngest girl in a family of 4 brothers. But you don't know. Alabama has produced a lot of Raiders.
I know. I can't say nothing about Alabama. Last time my team played them, we got shellacked.
Yeah. And thank you, Jason, because I didn't have to bring it up. Falling on your own hand grenade is much better than having one lobbed in your direction that you can't.
Jason, I got another one for you.
All right.
What does it mean in Alabama when a baby drools out of both sides of its mouth?
Oh, God, what?
The trailer's level.
Yes,
all these jokes also work for the Kansas City area.
Yes, it does.
I live in a trailer. I can do that joke.
Now, folks, we are near the end of our show, but we did have one more guest come in, and I want to bring him on for a split screen.
We had to bring a UFC fan in here.
Is that right?
Raider mode.
We got Raider mode in the house.
How y'all doing?
Good to see
What's
you.
up, my favorite ND fan?
Coming out video, right?
But seriously, what college do you like other than ND?
What's up?
What college do you like that isn't just ND? Come on.
Duke.
All right.
He answered it.
I like the Fresno
That's
State
true.
Bulldogs.
I got nothing against the teams unless they play Notre Dame, and y'all know who we are.
Yep.
Trojans, I like Bama, and I like Clemson.
I have a Notre Dame story for you. My family's Notre Dame fans too, because my grandfather was drafted to their baseball team.
That's awesome. I have 2 tattoos. I got a Notre Dame tattoo and a Raider tattoo.
My uncle has that similar tattoo on his arm inside of the shamrock.
Have you participated in that study yet on fans with Raider tattoos?
I heard that today, Heidi. I'm gonna get on with them tomorrow. I'm gonna go on when I'm at work. I'm gonna set it
All right,
up.
awesome.
Oh, okay. What is this? What's the study there, Heidi?
There was a researcher that contacted us from San Jose State University looking for Raiders fans that have Raiders tattoos. And what they want is they sent you a really quick questionnaire. It's like 8 simple questions. And then they interview on Zoom or on Skype or on FaceTime for about 30, 45 minutes. And I did the session with them. It was really fun. I got along really great with the guy. He asked a lot of questions about your fandom, what the tattoo meant. It was a lot of fun. So if you have a Raiders tattoo,
I'm gonna wear my gear then. I'll do it at home.
Okay. But if you have a Raiders tattoo, contact them. The flyer is up on our Twitter page and Instagram page and on Facebook for under the Only Nation podcast. So look them up. Theodore Butrin, I think is his name.
Okay.
But San Jose State University, they're looking for Raiders fans that have Raiders tattoos.
And Jess, if you don't listen to their podcast, you should check it out. It's really good with Heidi, T3, and Homer. It's excellent. Excellent podcast. Great content.
What is it again?
The Only Raiders.
The Only Nation.
The Only Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Only Nation podcast. We're on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, all of them.
Yeah, I'm at work on my and I listen to Spotify all day long. All I listen to is Wrestle podcast and Raider podcasts. There's a wrestling podcast called Raider Roast.
I'm listening to a podcast on Spotify.
They're all comedians that make fun of wrestlers. It is hysterical.
Have you seen the new A&E TV show about looking for equipment and The
Yeah.
costumes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Most Wanted Treasures, yeah. But yes, that podcast, Heidi, 2 thumbs up. I love it.
Thank you.
That
Really appreciate
podcast
it.
is going to help me get across the Atlantic. My wife and I are selling everything in 2 years. We're buying a sailboat, and I'm going to be downloading podcasts, and your podcast is one of the ones on my list because when you're out in the middle of the ocean, you got nothing else except for to fix crap on a sailboat. Sailboat is cruising is a basically a lifestyle where you fix your boat in exotic places. And when you do big crossings, the Atlantic 21 days or the Pacific 32 days, you need podcasts to get you through. So I'll be downloading like everything you guys do.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So cool.
Well, therein lies an announcement for the Ladies of Darkness, by the way. We'll have an update coming up probably in the next couple of weeks.
Good. Angria, please hit me up with that so I can put it on on Spotify.
You can find us on there already.
Okay.
But we just haven't had any recent episodes.
Oh, that's fine because I just go back and listen to old episodes anyways.
Oh, yeah. There's a ton.
Okay, good. I'll check them out. I'll start tomorrow with you guys.
Yeah, it's a great podcast. Angria's on it. Angria's on it. Jenny Wildfan's on it, and then I make a guest appearance on pretty much every single episode.
I taught Heidi everything she knows.
And
She
that's
did.
the thing.
Everyone to know
That's
that.
what I love about Raider Nation. Our ladies in the Raider Nation, our Raiderettes, they are so knowledgeable about not just the Raiders, but about the sport, about football. Because I've met girls from other fan bases, and they're like, "Oh my God, how nice to see you!" Like, what? Hey, who's your favorite player on your team? Oh, I just like their butts. What?
I like it because of the colors.
The
colors, yeah.
Heidi has a knowledge base that's deeper and more, how do I say, in depth than a lot of sports analysts.
I love it.
And her look at things makes sense.
This is the reason why that I have this show, because the ladies that I have on this show are knowledgeable, entertaining, know what the hell is going on, and that is why it's my joy and my privilege and honor that they are with me. And that also includes Miss Peggy, who unfortunately wasn't able to join us tonight. But that is why, get the word out to everybody that Tuesday nights, that if you want to be entertained, if you want to have good knowledge dropped on you and get good topics, again, I want to have more ladies come in. And by the way, Anna Diaz, I see you there. And you see that Anna Diaz has that little S mark in her title, like Jason does, because Anna Diaz is a member of Captain's Galleon and is one of our, and I'm very happy about that. Push join on YouTube, and you too can be a member of the channel, and I appreciate that. But folks, it's 11:04, and I'm up right at 2 hours, and I enjoy that. And I want to say thanks to everybody. It's been entertaining. It's been thought-provoking. We covered some heady subjects tonight, but again, between when we have to talk about the NCAA and a player coming out, it's newsworthy and it's things that we should be talking about only because it's newsworthy. Let's get to a point where we don't have to worry about that being a news item. And I say that with all respect for everybody. And I appreciate OG Daniel coming in with me tonight. I appreciate Jason Dean Hunter. Of course, I appreciate Raider Mode coming in as well. Thank you for coming in, shipmate. And of course, for my two wenches, Miss Angria and Miss Heidi, a.k.a. Kevlar prom dress. Gentlemen, I'm going to say goodbye to you first, and I'm going to go out with the gals and give their last choices. Gentlemen, thanks again. Any last words from you guys before I pop you out?
Raider Nation.
You guys, good hanging out with you guys. It was amazing.
Ladies, salute to you. I love you.
Thank you, sirs.
Raider
Thank
Mode.
you.
I'll see you when I
I'll be downloading it.
OG, I'll see you, my
brother.
friend.
You got it, bro.
Ready,
All
nice
right.
go.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks again. There we go. And Mo, you take care as well. Daniel, always a pleasure. And he's gone as well. So, ladies, again, thank you. And again, Anna Diaz is here. Thank you for being there and with us, Anna Diaz. And love having my ladies here for sure. Ladies, any final thoughts on, like I said, we talked about some heavy subjects. And again, like I said, bringing intelligence and good use to our faculties, to everybody out there, talking the good talk, making people think. But again, your last thoughts, and you can go in any order you want.
I think it's already been summed up. Obviously the news we covered, the breaking news with the NCAA, that was worthy. But with Nassib, hopefully we can very soon come to a day where that isn't something new, and where he can put up pictures of him and his significant other on Instagram and nobody bats an eyelash. And, his children or whatever. Hopefully there's coming a day very soon where that's completely normal and people are accepted. And I think we will be there soon. I think there will always be the outliers that have a problem with it. Like there are always people that have a problem with everything. But I think generally the way the acceptance has already grown so much just in the last 10 years, I think it's going to continue to grow quickly. And we'll get there soon.
Gotcha. Angria, anything else?
I totally agree with her. I do want to say, Captain, that we really do appreciate you giving us this this platform, because it is important that ladies get recognized for what we do in the football world. That's the reason that we started the only all-female podcast in the Raider Nation. It's the reason that it's coming back. It's the reason that Heidi and I are friends. Without being able to do all of that and people like you who promote us and allow us to have a platform and support us, we wouldn't be where we are. So I just want to personally say thank you, and we love you.
Well,
Thank you. We do love you.
I love you, ladies, for sure. Because again, having a platform with y'all, knowing what you know, and you, with the proper attitude, the knowledge, and your go-gettedness, and all sorts of other wonderful adjectives that I can't even think of. It's my privilege and pleasure to be with y'all. And like I said, when we get Peggy back, it'll be a full house. That's why I said, yeah, we had some great folks that came in tonight. Daniel, and of course Jason Dean, and good seeing Raider Mode as well. But honestly, I want it to be that the only testosterone on this show is me, with all you ladies flying and just picking it up, because and we want more of that there. And that's why we want everybody here to know that if it's sports you want to talk about with some ladies with some class and knowledge. If you're going somewhere else, you're really missing the boat. And missing the boat is operative for a sailor like me. I wanted to throw that pun in there again. So I'm gonna say a bit to them. They can leave at their own. I'm not even gonna pop them out, because once they pop out, I'm gonna go as well. Make sure you're here Thursday night, where we will have the Jack About Sports show. Yes, dear Heidi.
We need to nominate our MVP.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. The actually MVC, Most Valuable Crewman. Who do you guys got tonight?
I think it's got to be OG. He was awesome.
Okay. Let me see. I think he might have already have a nomination. Let me see that, because I like to make sure that it's only one, and so that they've been in one. Apologies. You know how computers are. You push something and you get the spinning circle of death. And
right.
Okay. That's not the right one, of course. He won the prize for the last time. He was the May winner. I still owe him $20. But for June, no, he can be nominated, because he hasn't been nominated for June. So OG Daniel is one. Go ahead there, Miss Angria. Who do you think is.
I would agree with that. I love arguing, and he did a great job.
Okay, but I want to try to do 2 a night.
Oh, okay. I'll go ahead and can I nominate Jason Dean?
Sure, you can, because I've looked at Jason Dean.
He was my next one.
Yep. So there you go, Jason Dean, Hunter, and OG Daniel. You are our excuse me, MVCs for the night. So again, at the end of the month, we will have a nomination for you guys for probably another $20 gift certificate, because I haven't figured out what the heck my prize is going to be. But hey, a $20 gift certificate is a $20 gift certificate, so you can't beat that. But again, I got it down. So OG Daniel and Jason Dean are our most valuable crewmates for the night. And where's my stream? There it is. I got you back on. So again, ladies, thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me, Heidi, because I actually, the last show, there were MVCs for the last show, and it was, I forgot to write them down. So I might, sorry. We don't have MVCs for the last show, because I thought I wrote them down, but I didn't. So I apologize. You know, I'm going to call it Budweiser syndrome, even though I don't drink, because I don't have Alzheimer's. But hey, sometimes I forget. So that's why it's very important for my co-host to check me. And thank you, ladies, for doing that. But other than that, be here Thursday. Let's be here Thursday again for You Don't Know Jack About Sports. I am going to Vegas the next day. So I will have a show from San Diego Sunday night. And then I think the following Thursday, I might have to push the show to Friday, because I think that's a fly day on the 1st of July. I think that's a fly day. So I'll either have a show on Friday to make up for it for the 1 July show, because I'm not going to fly all day and do a show. That's just not happening. But when I go through things, I'll let folks know. Again, ladies, thanks again. We'll see you for the next show, hopefully in 2 weeks, and hopefully
I'll be here.
We'll be happy and all that good stuff. Hey, on days that I don't do the show, I'll make sure that you guys get the logins, and just in case I can't do it, you girls can just go have at it.
Oh, that's a dangerous offer.
Yeah, you don't want to do that with us.
Hey, just as long as you count the swear words and tell where they are, because you got to do the cut-ups. That's the thing.
We'll get Jenny on here. It'll be a party.
Okay.
It'll just be beep, beep, beep.
Well, if it's going to be like that, then you can't push it to Northeast Streaming Sports. It just won't go there. It just won't go there tonight. And I got a listing and of all the ones that I heard. So if I missed one, oh well. But I think I got them all.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Captain. And I will see you later. I'm going to pop out.
All right. Thanks for popping again. Kevlar Prom Dress, Heidi. Thank you. Angria Trask. Thank you. We'll see everybody for Thursday as well. Take care and have a great rest of your week. Bye, Jack. Bye, Jack.
Say bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye, Jack. Oh.
Bye, everyone.
There you go. Thanks again, folks. We'll see you on the next show.
You're listening to the Captain Jack Sports Show on Northeast Streaming Sports.